How I fucked with my ex-boss's life through his own stupidity. Alright, buckle the fuck up because this still makes me laugh 20 plus years later. Back in like 1998, when internet was still dial-up and security basically meant, hope nobody looks over your shoulder, I landed my first IT job. Thought it was gonna be the start of a promising career. Instead, I walked straight into a meat grinder run by two absolute weapons of human beings, Jack and Charlie. Jack was the main boss and hands down one of the biggest cunts I've ever had the misfortune of meeting. Charlie was his second in command, also a cunt, but like, watered down. If Jack was a raging wildfire, Charlie was one of those little campfires you piss on to put out. Jack made my life hell. Like, proper waking up sick dread everyday kinda hell. Belittled me in front of clients. Set me up to fail. Took credit for my wins. Blamed me for his fuck-ups. And the cherry on top? He loved reminding everyone how fucking smart he thought he was. Like, mate, you still think Windows 95 is cutting edge, sit the fuck down. But whatever. I needed the job. I needed to learn. So I gritted my teeth, learned everything I could, and quietly outgrew the prick. Now here's where it gets fun. One day, I needed to get into a machine Jack was logged into. He wasn't around, so I rang him. He gave me his fucking password over the phone without even hesitating. His daughter's name, who he hadn't spoken to in years, by the way, and her birth year. Bella 64. Just like that. Not even trying to hide it. Being the petty little goblin that lives inside all of us, I wrote it down. Didn't plan anything at the time. Just had a gut feeling that one day this might come in handy. Fast forward 2 years. I'm about to quit because honestly, fuck this place and fuck Jack sideways with a cactus. I'm standing behind him one day, he logs into his PC and the dumb motherfucker is still using the same password. 2 years. No change. In IT. Fucking brilliant. And something in my brain just clicked. You know that scene in a movie where the main character has a lightbulb moment and some evil music starts playing? Yeah. That. Except instead of an evil plan to take over the world, it was me thinking, I'm gonna fuck with this guy so hard and he'll never even know. And oh boy. It got so much better than I ever imagined. So here's the thing about Jack, for someone who loved pretending he was smarter than everyone else, he was dumber than a box of hair. The kind of guy who thinks passwords are for pussies and IT security is a conspiracy. You know the type. Anyway, a few weeks before I handed in my notice, Jack starts acting weird. Smirking at his phone a lot. Randomly humming. Wearing shirts that weren't completely wrinkled for once. Real subtle, Jack. We all knew something was up, but he was too much of a self-absorbed prick to notice everyone side-eyeing him. One night while I was stuck late at the office, because guess who always got the shit shifts? Hint, me, Jack's bragging on the phone loud enough for me and probably half the fucking city to hear. Going on about some Dutch bird he's been sweet-talking, some woman from the Netherlands he met through a business deal. She's crazy about me, he says, like the absolute bellend he is. We're gonna get together next trip. Real connection. Yeah, mate. Real connection. Definitely not just you're trying to seal a contract or something. Anyway, the wheels start turning. Later that week, after I'd already started mentally checking out, curiosity gets the better of me. I figure, fuck it, let's see if Jack's still as much of a moron as he was 2 years ago. I open up the old POP3 mail client, kids, ask your parents, and type in his username. Guess the password. Bella64. Boom. I'm in. And let me tell you, the emails were gold. Straight up romantic comedy tier cringe. The Dutch lady was into him. Like, embarrassing, desperate level into him. Talking about missing his voice. Planning dirty weekends. Sending very not safe for work messages in broken English that honestly made me gag a little. I should have logged off. Should have just laughed and left it. But nah. I remembered every public humiliation. Every time Jack talked down to me. Every time he called me a know-it-all little shit for fixing his mistakes. And I realized I could end this before it even started. So the next time the server dialed up and pulled emails, I deleted hers. Every single one. She'd send an email? Gone. She'd follow up, getting all worried? Yeet. Deleted. This dumb motherfucker thought his hot foreign hookup was ghosting him. Meanwhile, she was pouring her heart out into the void like a goddamn Shakespearean tragedy. And me? I was sitting there sipping lukewarm office coffee, smiling like the Grinch. So now I'm basically living a double life. By day, I'm the quiet IT guy who's transitioning out of the company. Smile, nod, pretend like I give a shit. By night, I'm a fucking ghost in Jack's inbox, haunting every little chance he had at getting laid overseas. The Dutch lady, let's call her Anna, wasn't giving up easily either. Respect, honestly. Chick was sending paragraphs of sweet nothings. Dirty jokes. Inside jokes. Can't wait to see you again, Jack. Messages. Delete. 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 It got to the point where she was emailing him shit like, Jack? Are you getting my messages? Did I say something wrong? Please tell me if I offended you, I don't understand. And every time I nuked another one, it felt like a little piece of cosmic justice. Now, because it was POP 3, again, ancient tech, you download the email and then poof it's gone from the server. There was no trace unless Jack manually looked at the server logs. Which he wouldn't. Because Jack, as previously mentioned, had the technical knowledge of a microwave. Every day I'd come in, check his inbox while pretending to update some bullshit server patches, clean house like a fucking ninja, and go about my business. And Jack? Man, Jack started spiraling. You could see it. First, he was smug, walking around like he had a secret. Then he started getting pissy. Short-tempered. Snapping at people. Muttering under his breath about European women being flaky. LOL. Yeah, Jack. That's the issue. Not the fact that you're a crusty old ballbag. I just sit there behind my monitor nodding solemnly, pretending to listen to his rants when inside I was cackling like a cartoon villain. Best part? He had no idea. He just thought she ghosted him. Meanwhile, Anna was practically throwing herself into traffic trying to get his attention. It was beautiful. And it only got worse. Because when people feel rejected, they don't think logically. Jack started doing desperate boomer shit like trying to fax her office. Fucking fax her. Like it's 1982 and he's trying to buy concert tickets. I almost pissed myself when I heard about that. Charlie, the other lesser cunt boss, actually pulled me aside one day and said, "You know what's wrong with Jack? He's been acting weird lately." I shrugged and said maybe he's constipated. Charlie nodded like that was a perfectly reasonable diagnosis. Idiots. The lot of them. So at this point, Jack's brain is officially in the blender. He's getting weird at work. Weirder than usual, I mean. One morning he storms in, throws his briefcase, yeah, motherfucker still carried a leather briefcase like he was in Wall Street or some shit, onto his desk and just sits there seething. You know when someone's so angry they're vibrating slightly? Yeah. That was Jack. He starts mumbling to himself about how some people are just rude and how professional relationships deserve better. Real, I'm the victim energy. Keep in mind, this is a 45-year-old grown-ass man getting ghosted unknowingly by a woman half a continent away and taking it out on everyone like a toddler who missed nap time. So guess what Jack does next? He calls her office. From the landline. On speakerphone. In the open plan office. Bro. Anna's secretary picks up, per thing. Jack, in his best fake cheerful voice, asks for Anna. Secretary says, "Oh, she's in a meeting right now, but she said she sent you a few emails. Did you get them?" There's this pause. Like Jack's brain just blue screened for a second. Then he stammers something about email problems and hangs up so fast it's like the receiver burned his hand. I had to practically chew through my bottom lip to stop myself from laughing. He immediately books a business trip to Amsterdam. Short notice. Full panic mode. Calls it urgent client relations. Yeah, mate. Urgent boner management, more like. Meanwhile, I'm still casually deleting anything Anna sends leading up to the trip. Flight confirmations. Meeting requests. Sweet little can't wait to see you messages. Gone. Like tears in the rain. I'm telling you, if pettiness was an Olympic sport, I'd have been standing on that podium, gold medal around my neck, national anthem blaring. The day he flies out, he's weirdly giddy again. Suit pressed. Hair gelled. Whole bottle of cologne enough to gas the entire office. Charlie gives him a thumbs up and says, "Knock, I'm dead." If only he knew. Jack leaves for the airport practically skipping. And me? I settle back in my chair, sip my shitty vending machine coffee, and wait for the inevitable. Because here's the thing about being a smug bastard. Life loves to humble you. And Jack's humbling was coming in hot. So Jack flies off to Amsterdam smelling like an Axe body spray commercial and carrying more emotional baggage than Heathrow Airport. We don't hear from him for a few days. Cool. Office is quieter. Coffee tastes better. Birds are singing. Life's good. Then Monday morning hits and Jack storms back into the office like a hurricane of rage. Tie undone. Hair mess. Eyes bloodshot. Man looked like he just lost a custody battle and got mugged outside the courthouse. Whole office freezes. Even Charlie, who's usually too busy kissing ass to notice anything, looks up like, "Damn, you good bro?" Jack disappears into his office, slams the door so hard the walls shake and doesn't come out for hours. Later, through some very careful eavesdropping, Reed, straight up pressing my ear against the door when he was yelling at someone over the phone, I pieced it together. Turns out Anna had assumed he was ghosting her for weeks. Which, to be fair, from her point of view, yeah, he was. She thought he lost interest, got mad, felt humiliated, and by the time Jack showed up all, "Hey baby, miss me?" she was ice fucking cold. Apparently she gave him like 15 minutes of awkward, polite small talk before bouncing with another dude she had started seeing. Ouch. Jack was left sitting alone in a hotel bar like a washed-up traveling salesman, texting her desperate paragraphs she never answered. He even tried to guilt-trip her about what they could have had. Lol. I know because after he calmed down a little he left his office door open while ranting to Charlie and I caught gems like, "Women have no loyalty these days. I guess European women are just different. She was probably after my money anyway. Bro, you run a shitty IT consultancy and drive a leased Ford Mondeo. Calm the fuck down." And here's the cherry on top. Right before I officially left the company, I remotely changed Jack's screensaver to a giant Comic Sans message that said, "Check your email more often, Jack." It stayed there for 3 full days before he noticed. Legend says Charlie thought it was a motivational message and wanted one too. And that's the story of how I single-handedly cock-blocked my bullying, miserable, dumbass boss out of the only chance at happiness he probably had left. No regrets. Zero. Not even a little bit. Sometimes karma's too slow. Sometimes you have to grab the wheel yourself. And my God, was it beautiful.